title of the topic is, Nikola Tesla and the 369 Theory. The points of discussion are Tesla's claim that 369 is the key to the universe. This links to the topic of music, colors, vibrations, magic and frequency. The main argument. Nikola Tesla tried hard and was partially correct as he was leaning toward the color and sound spectrum. However, those enlightened usually have partial information as such. He only had one piece of the hidden truth. He at least opens the door to this knowledge, and as we have identified other frequencies we now know a lot more. What is the issue here? If we look at the bigger picture, this leads to the topic of spreading the word of the Creator through song and/or sound. Though this may not be 100% accurate, as vibrations play a key role in this process. To explain further, when the song was used to spread the word of the Creator, that connection to the universe allowed a select few to break through the barrier and escape the matrix, as to say. As for most who fall into the Abrahamic religious belief system, this is where the creation of miracles begins and the attempts to conjure the vice versa of that, magic. Some of you may attribute the process to Roman Catholic Church's true origin behind the use of hymns. The important thing to note is that this method was no longer used. This may be in some way supported by the Islamic belief system or a topic around the ill use of music. Research to date also supports the positive and negative effects of this phenomenon. I am still of the belief that one must be humble in the quest for truth if the main motivation is to understand the Creator, yourself, and the world. Some believe all information and secrets of the world should be unlocked, but this will ultimately be their downfall. Knowledge is power. Power does not dictate or indicate good or bad. If you submit to a higher power, you may understand this easier. This world and your body were bestowed upon you. You are entitled, you are to be grateful for what you have. You make a request and you receive, or you don't. You do not take it upon yourself to forcefully get information. You don't alter text for your benefit. The rights you want are not the rights you have. Throughout the ages, people, namely the ignorant and the wrongdoers, have tested the Creator and the good ones of the world. Each time, the Creator shows the world that the truth will always surface. It is to your benefit to do right. But space suggests that there is lots of evidence that nature uses threefold and sixfold symmetry, including the hexagonal tile shape of the common honeycomb. One of which is the Giza-Orion correlation theory. According to this, there is an intended correlation between the location of the three largest pyramids of Giza and Orion's belt of the constellation Orion, by the original builders of the Giza pyramid complex. Depending on the version of the theory, additional pyramids can be included to complete the picture of the Orion constellation, and the Nile River can be included to match with the Milky Way galaxy. Exposure to inaudible low-frequency pitches changes the functioning of the inner ear. Just because you can't hear the low-frequency components of these sounds doesn't mean they do not affect your ears. Like everything and everyone else in the universe, you are vibrating and creating energy. Heartbeats, breathing rates, and circadian rhythms are examples of physiological rhythms we can see, feel, and measure. But there are much smaller vibrations happening in your body, too. Inside each one of your cells, molecules vibrate at characteristic rates, generating electromagnetic energy waves. This is interesting, as these vibrations and the electromagnetic energy associated with them cause changes in your cells, which can then affect how your body functions. Different molecules vibrate at different rates, and those rates can speed up or slow down if conditions around the molecules change. An example of this is temperature, which can change the speed of a molecule's vibration. Other factors which affect the rhythms in your body are your thoughts and behaviors. For example, anxious thoughts trigger the release of stress hormones, stimulating your heart rate to either speed up or slow down. These nano vibrations affect our mental state and physical health. Schumann worked on the interactions of strong electromagnetic fields on gas, liquids, and solids throughout his active life. He also worked for a long time on high-frequency technology, plasma physics, and ionospheric behavior. In the 50s he took up the study of the propagation of radio waves that were induced by lightning. It was at this time that he was studying resonance, later to be named after him. The notion of Schumann resonance shows a set of frequencies produced by electromagnetic waves in Earth's lower ionosphere. The frequencies, created from thunderstorms and lightning, range from 7.83 Hz, called the Earth's heartbeat, to 32.4 Hz. The human body emits vibrations between 7 to 13 Hz in a relatively calm waking state. When we are at the same frequency as the world around us, we feel comfortable and well, and we are less prone to depressive states. Before Schumann's research, the question of electromagnetic oscillations within concentric spheres was dealt with by many researchers. Of course, we cannot but mention the famous Nikola Tesla and also Joseph J. Thomson, 1893, Hector M. MacDonald, 1902, Gustav Mee, 1908, Harry Bateman, 1915, Jean Brock, 1952. The term Zaba is the Arabic equivalent of the Hebrew Zimra, Hebrew meaning song, music. It, along with Zamir, Hebrew, song, and Mizmor, Hebrew meaning psalm, are derivatives of the Hebrew verb meaning sing, make music. The 150 psalms of the Zaba were sung during daily or holy days prayers in the Jerusalem temple and are still sung or chanted in Jewish synagogues throughout the world today. In 1901, when working on creating transatlantic radio, Tesla proposed what now sounds like a modern-day cell phone to his funder, J.P. Morgan. The idea was to create a plan for a world telegraphy system that allows instant communication of news to individual handheld devices. An example of the color spectrum: G. 431 THz, infrared. 483 THz, orange. B. 543 THz, yellow-green. C. 576 THz, green. D. 646 THz, blue. E. 724 THz, indigo. F. 768 THz, violet, barely visible. G. 862 THz, ultraviolet. Asterisk: I can't vibrate at frequencies that are too high. Music is a powerful thing. It can raise our spirits, carry us through athletic challenges, and make us weep. Its very fabric is a source of power and intrigue, too, since just a measly few tones might do anything from shatter glass to manifest the devil's tritone. According to Carl E. Gardner's 1912 text Essentials of Music Theory, a triad in music is composed of three tones, specifically, one starting note plus the third and fifth tones found along its scale, for example C, E, G, that can get together to form either a dependent or an independent chord. According to Gardner, an independent chord can happily conclude a composition. Meanwhile, a dependent chord contains dissonant or tense intervals, such as the tritone. One example of a dependent chord containing a tritone would be the diminished chord, for example C, Ib, Gb. According to Gardner, a chord containing this kind of dissonance is restless and shouldn't be given the last word in a composition lest the audience, and any traditional music theorists among them, are left feeling uncomfortable. John Slobodar, a professor of music psychology at London's Guildhall School of Music and Drama, explained to NPR in 2012 that the dissonant intervals of the devil's tritone are particularly affecting because of this listener's instinct to find resolution in music, and the fact that we're used to getting it. Our brains are wired to pick up the music that we expect, and, generally music is consonant rather than dissonant, so we expect a nice chord. So when that chord is not quite what we expect, it gives you a little bit of an emotional frisson, because it's strange and unexpected. Some say that the devil's in the details, and if you listen closely, you'll indeed spot the devil's tritone giving a certain edge to many popular tunes from different genres. It heats Busta Rhymes' woo-ha. Got you all in check. The theme songs to The Simpsons and South Park, and West Side Story's Maria. It also gives Jimi Hendrix's Purple Haze its signature sting. It's a favorite among metal bands, too, and can be found in any number of Black Sabbath songs, though guitarist Tony Iommi told BBC News that he simply used something that sounded right, really evil and very doomy, and that he didn't think he was going to make it devil music. Prog rocking Rush even manages to shred its way through both ascending and descending tritones multiple times in its 4.5 minute, the decidedly epic song YYZ. But the Devil's tritone's deepest roots are in classical music, where it has often served as a leitmotif to signal the presence of something sinister. Professor John Dethridge of King's College London told BBC News that medieval arrangements employed the tritone to represent the devil. Roman Catholic composers sometimes used it for referencing the crucifixion, and by the 19th century you have got lots of presentations of evil built around the tritone in classical pieces, as in Beethoven's 1805 opera Fidelio. When it comes to metal's cred with tritones, there's a big connection between heavy rock music and Wagner, Dethridge said, and generally such tunes have cribbed quite a lot from 19th century music. Overall, the Devil's tritone can sound very spooky, depending on how you orchestrate, and also quite exciting, Dethridge said. Wagner's Götterdämmerung has one of the most exciting scenes, a pagan evil scene, the drums, and the timpani. It is terrifying, like a black mass. Musicologist Anthony Pryor pointed out that the leitmotif lives on as an arrow toward evil on screen, too. A lot of films have what musicians call Captain Tritone in them, he told BBC News, or moments wherein an enemy officer or such shows up and out comes the tritone, as a sort of badge. Here's Mr. Nasty. What's going to happen? HA with Macron RT and MA with Macron RT are first mentioned in the Kern 2:102. They are mentioned in connection with the events that took place during the time of Prophet Solomon /Suleiman, alayhi salam, the wise prophet and king, who came after Prophet Moses /Musa, alayhi salam. Allah's revelation in the Quran about Suleiman, alayhi salam, also clears the misconceptions that the Jews had about him, that he was just a sorcerer or idolater who was carried by the wind. Without swaying from the facts, HA with Macron RT and MA with Macron RT came as a trial for mankind. They showcase what is now considered to be magic. During this showcase, some of the world's wrongdoers, after being warned not to, as it is a direct action against the Creator, chose to retain the information showcased to them. One popular method was recorded text or the equivalent. Part of this includes the magic in song and poems which we can combine to class as melody. There is no good magic. Such a thing does not exist, and anyone who makes such a claim needs to consider what ill message they are spreading. The term white magic, even if not intended to mean demonic, is still bad, even if the argument is that it is used for curing magic and or anything that is not with malicious intent. You are not the creator, you have your position and stay in it. Do not make your own rules to support your selfish desires. If you believe, then you already accept that no one has a power greater than the one creator. If you call forth anyone else, then you are doing the wrong thing. No debate about that. Such as singing songs to bring any magic. No matter how nice the melody and your alleged intent. And they followed, instead, what the devils had recited during the reign of Solomon. It was not Solomon who disbelieved, but the devils disbelieved, teaching people magic and that which was revealed to the two angels at Babylon, Harut and Marut. But the two angels do not teach anyone unless they say, we are a trial, so do not disbelieve, by practicing magic. And, yet, they learn from them that by which they cause separation between a man and his wife. But they do not harm anyone through it except by permission of Allah. And the people learn what harms them and does not benefit them. Whoever purchased the magic would not have in the hereafter any share. And wretched is that for which they sold themselves if they only knew. Quran 2:102 Those who are looking for an escape from the truth will see this as a religious post and will hide behind the verses related to Islam. Those people are lost and need to re-evaluate their sources. Yes, there are quotes to support the Quran, however, that is merely due to the accuracy and the reliability of the texts in the resource. Outside of this, we can rely on both historical texts and information available year to date. For example, health.harvard.edu promote that music therapy can calm anxiety, ease pain, and provide a pleasant diversion during chemotherapy or a hospital stay. It is time to wake up.